It was 2:17 a.m. The room was dark except for the blue glow of my charts. 3 losing trades in a row. My heart was racing, my jaw tight. I remember staring at the screen thinking, maybe I'm just not built for this. I had the strategy. I had the setups. I even had a decent risk-reward ratio. But every time money was on the line, I became someone else. I closed winners early. I let losers run. I revenge traded. I overtraded. It wasn't my system that was broken. It was me. And that night, I found a book that would change how I saw the market forever. That book was The Disciplined Trader by Mark Douglas. And today, I'm going to tell you the story of what that book really teaches. Not as a summary, but as a transformation. When I first opened the book, I expected entry techniques, secret strategies, market timing secrets. Instead, the first punch came early. The market is neutral. Your mind is not. Mark Douglas explains something most traders refuse to accept. The market is not causing your pain. Your beliefs are. Let me explain. 2 traders can take the exact same setup. One feels calm, the other feels panic. Why? Because trading is not about charts. It's about perception. And perception is shaped by your past experiences, fears, and expectations. Douglas says, most traders come into the market trying to avoid pain. But the market guarantees uncertainty. And when uncertainty meets fear, chaos begins. I used to think discipline meant forcing myself to follow rules. But Douglas breaks that illusion. He says, if you feel the need to force discipline, your beliefs are not aligned with reality. Let that sink in. When you hesitate before entering a valid trade, when you move your stop loss, when you double your lot size after a loss, that's not lack of discipline. That's internal conflict. You want certainty in a game built on probability, and that contradiction creates emotional pain. Douglas teaches a powerful truth. You cannot control the market, but you can control how you define risk. Most traders think they accept risk, but if you're upset after a loss, you never truly accepted it. This chapter hit me hard. Douglas explains that most traders don't fear losing money. They fear being wrong. Because being wrong feels like failure, incompetence, rejection. So what do? We avoid taking valid trades, exit early to secure being right, refuse to close losing positions. We try to protect our ego instead of protecting capital. And here's the breakthrough. The market doesn't reward being right. It rewards consistency. If you define yourself by individual trade outcomes, you will always suffer. Professionals define themselves by process. Amateurs define themselves by results. This is the core of Douglas's philosophy. You must think in probabilities. Not hope, not prediction. Probability. Every trade is just one event in a series of events. Just like flipping a coin. Even if a coin has a 60% edge, it can land tails 5 times in a row. That doesn't mean the edge disappeared. It means randomness is real. When you truly internalize this, losses don't shock you. Wins don't inflate you. You stop reacting emotionally because you understand something powerful. You don't need to know what happens next to make money. You only need an edge over time. That idea alone changed everything for me. Douglas says emotional pain in trading comes from the gap between expectation and reality. You expected the trade to work, the breakout to continue, the market to respect your analysis, but the market owes you nothing. When reality doesn't match expectation, anger appears, fear appears, revenge appears. So what's the solution? Trade without expectation. Trade with acceptance. Acceptance that anything can happen. You don't need to predict losses are part of the game. This is not passive thinking. This is emotional maturity. So what does a disciplined trader actually look like? According to Douglas, a disciplined trader predefines risk, accepts uncertainty, thinks in probabilities, has no emotional attachment to outcomes, executes without hesitation, not because they are strong, but because they are aligned. Their beliefs match the nature of the market, and when beliefs align with reality, stress disappears. Trading becomes mechanical, calm, simple. After finishing the book, I didn't suddenly become profitable, but something changed. I stopped asking, "How much can I make?" and started asking, "Did I follow my edge?" I stopped obsessing over individual trades and focused on 20 trade samples. I reduced position size until losses didn't hurt, and for the first time, I felt calm. That calmness became consistency, and consistency became growth. Here are the 5 most powerful lessons from the disciplined trader. 1. The market is neutral. Your mind creates meaning. 2. You don't fear losing money. You fear being wrong. 3. Emotional pain comes from unrealistic expectations. 4. Discipline is belief alignment, not force. 5. Profitability begins when you accept uncertainty. Most traders search for strategy. Professionals master psychology. Because ego is addictive. Drama is addictive. The emotional roller coaster feels alive. Calm trading feels boring. But boring is profitable. Chaos is expensive. The market rewards stability, not intensity. If you're struggling, it's not because you're incapable. It's because no one taught you that trading is 80% psychology. The charts are simple. Your mind is complex. Fix the mind, and the market becomes easy. That's what Mark Douglas tried to teach the world. And if you truly understand this book, you will never see trading the same way again. If this breakdown helped you, comment. Probabilities over predictions. And subscribe if you're serious about becoming a disciplined trader.